Hi, welcome. In this video, I'm here once again with Mylo for service dog training, and again, continuing to shape certain task-related responses. And again, going to be on this video, continuing to add to the picture by way of being able to offer assistance as a helper in terms of stability, accepting weight, and in terms again of objects. Okay, continuing to shape those responses in terms of higher expectation. In this video, you're going to see me continue to add to the picture that way, by way of how I'm motivating him, how I am intercepting his state of mind at certain points, to bring it all together so that his responses are solid. Okay, so again, this is part of it. But again, all the while continuing to work on creating a higher and higher level of focus throughout the entire process. So here, again, this is all part of it. Understand that what you do in one area affects everything else, because it's all about relationship. It's all about being consistent, the same type of messaging throughout, and so he becomes more and more focused the right way. So here I'm going to start to move with him, again, working on stability, going from like a kneeling position, again, getting him really comfortable in terms of accepting weight, being a helper that way, and getting him to remain in that posture for longer and longer. So again, I'm going to start to work on this. So it's the same thing. When I move with him here, same thing. Start off with a sit position. Stand. Right away, wanting him to launch right in, which he is. Now again, same thing. Let's start again. Notice we still tapping a little bit to get his good boy, to get his focus the right way. Good boy. Again, pushing on his, again, we're doing this rear area here, just getting him to accept touch. Good boy. Certain ways so that he's remaining in the same position. Good boy. Now I'm going to kneel down here again. Good boy. Tapping him, because again, when I'm down like this, I don't want him thinking that, I'm going to, connect with him through emotion. Okay, typically when you're on your knees, a dog wants to connect a certain way. Here, it's keeping, now we start to put pressure on him. Good boy. Good boy, good boy. That's really good. Staying really nice and stable. Moving with him. Good boy. Good boy, good boy. Good boy, good boy. Good boy, good boy. Kind of bringing him in, a little bit. Make that adjustment. Don't want him to take a different response. So again, I want him to be pliable, which he is. Being able to make certain adjustments by moving his body. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Again, same thing. Kneeling down. Good boy. Good boy. More, again, weight applied here. Good boy. Good boy. Moving forward. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, I don't want him stretching out or anything like that. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. And same thing. On my knees here, pushing. Push my whole arm onto him. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Just kind of messing with him a little bit. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Now, I'm going to bring him around here. We'll do the same exercise. I'm not going to do the objects yet. I want to do from the chair position. Sit. Stay. Same thing. I want to adjust him over. That's great. So I want him to be really, same thing here, really agreeable, which he is, really pliable for me to make adjustments and him commit to those, accept those. That's the thing. You saw me kind of moving him with my hand over, and the good sign is, which is happening, is he's allowing it. Saw how I kind of moved his body. He's not, the tendency, especially at first, for that will create conflict. Here, he's just saying, okay, I'll let Dale kind of tweak me and move me a little bit and line this up, which is a fantastic, fantastic sign for what I just did right there. And look at him looking at me, and not in a bad way. He's just looking at me saying, okay, what's next? Which is what I want. What's next is going to, again, go to the stand, come in, stand. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Pressure, good boy. It's that little habit of wanting to lick. So just be aware that's him wanting, again, you know, he's like saying, well, if you accept my licking, to him that represents a pathway to gain control. Don't want to accept that. Good boy. Good boy. Same thing. I'm going to move here a little bit with him again. Going to mess with him a little bit with me kneeling down. Again, this is all about him getting comfortable no matter how I'm moving my body certain ways and pushing on him, making the adjustment. He tries to move a little bit. See how I'm adjusting him? Good boy. Good boy. That's a great example of kind of making an adjustment, reshaping him. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. That was excellent. So here I'm able to kind of mess with him a little bit in a good way to kind of, because understand when you're doing, you know, in a helper role, it means that, you know, the person's struggling and you may get a little bit, you know, kind of awkward in what you're doing. And so that kind of awkward movement at times, he needs to remain constant. So what I'm doing there is mimicking a little bit of the awkwardness that could be happening. And so he needs to remain in a follower role. Same thing, I do it again here. Bring him around. Again, this whole thing about being pliable. Sit. Stay. Down. Okay, now we're in a restaurant eating our meal again, right? So get different, because then even where you're tapping him, I don't want him sniffing on the floor. Another dog was in here earlier. Scrappy was here for a little visit. And so he's wanting to check out using his nose, invest that way. I want him, see right here, that's a good one. I want him sniff a little bit here, but I want him to relax. I don't want him to overinvest here. I want him to stay in kind of a holding pattern for me, okay, to respond. So if he's investing, because his nose going too much, don't want that. Okay, I want him right here. I want him just to relax, take it easy, take a breath, and be ready to go. Now from here, again, bring him back up into a sit. Sit. Again, pliable, right? So I'm going to mess with him right here a little bit. Sit. See that? I want to line that right up, that's great. Again, another great moment. Stand. Right from the position of being seated, pushing up. Sit back down again. Sit. Decided I have to get the tip ready. Things can happen, right? So put him back down, change my mind. I'm not ready to go yet. So here I'm going to, again, adjust him a little bit. Do it again. Stand. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Good boy, good boy. Give him lots of praise. Good boy, good boy. Good boy, good boy. Now I'm going to step off with him. Walk around here a little bit. Because now I'm going to do the objects exercise. So that was really good. He's, again, doing really well. Now, same thing here with the objects exercise. This is about expectation. So at first, because, and I may not, again, I'm not going to interrupt, every behavior response here in terms of he's scratching a little bit. I'm going to let him get that in. Not a big deal. But other things I am going to interrupt. Or if something's happening too much, I'm going to interrupt it. So, certain same things. So right here, I'm not letting him sniff. So he wants to sniff me and say no. So it's like knowing where to kind of stop certain responses to make sure his focus is right. So here, the same thing. When you're starting to get a desired response, you want that desire, okay? So you're not adding to, really making the expectations too much at first. So here, this is why when I get him to pick up an object at first, I'll do things to clean it up, okay, to help. So he's the first one wants to use his paws a lot to try to move it around. I don't want that. So I'll move it into his mouth a little quicker to bypass some of that. And then, you know, I'll start to adjust for the sit position because I want him to go into a sit then with him still holding it, and then use the out to remove it because I want this to become solid. I want it clean. I don't want any sort of incidental, you know, action going on. You know, I want him, and even here, he tends to want to shake that a little bit. I'm letting that go a little bit. I'm going to clean that up more and more as you do it. So again, it's finding that line between desire, motivating him at first, to keep him highly motivated, and then starting to increase expectations. So understand there's always a pathway to do these things to make sure it's going a certain way. So here I'm going to switch over. One of those things is switching over to a flat collar, because then with the choke chain, I don't want to put too much influence on him that way. I want it to be more kind of loose, okay, like more freedom a little bit here, because I'm still working on this. This is something, again, so same thing, glove, hit it, and move right into his mouth, sit, sit, out. That was really good. So notice how I kind of moved it into his mouth pretty fast to bypass him wanting to use his feet and move it around and mess with it. So I will do that to help to, and then what happens, that takes hold of his mind and it'll just become a natural type of thing. Okay, so I'm kind of doing certain things to kind of, you know, shape what I want a certain way. So I'll do it again here. Hit it, hit it, good boy, good boy, good boy, sit, sit, good boy, out, good boy, good boy. Higher praise. It's called jackpotting for a better moment. So again, this is all about, you know, motivating him. So I gave him a really good verbal praise there. That was really good. Now here's the thing, when I'm doing this and I'll bypass a little bit, I'll put that to the test a little bit. So I'll kind of suspend my hand moving into his mouth a little bit more, wanting him to start to take his own initiative, but not use his paws to move it around. Hit it, good boy, good boy, good boy, sit, good boy, sit, out, out, good boy. That was good. So when you do this type of thing too, you know, you want to do it like 3 or 4 times and then know when to kind of stop. So every time it should get better and better a little bit, but kind of knowing when to, you know, keep these type of sessions like shorter. And see him looking at it, right? He sees it. He's desiring. He wants to be able to possess it. So I'm working off his naturalistic drive a little bit here. But again, I'm in control still, but it's a conditional state. Get it. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. Sit. Good boy. Out. Out. Good boy. That was good. So we're going to move to the pipe. Again, we're staying on easier objects right now until he really gets it, because again, I want to get this, like, lots of repetition become, you know, just a repetitious type of thing, and so it just becomes automatic, okay, before I start moving the harder objects. Get it, good boy, sit, good boy, out, out, good boy. That was good again, and notice how I'm kind of just moving into his mouth. Get it, good boy, sit, out, 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 good boy. So same thing, when he's wanting to kind of chomp down a little bit, you know, putting influence through the leash, through the collar, and then delaying reward until he releases it, okay? So there's a way to start to adjust the pressure here a little bit. So I want him to start to gently pick up objects, but again, I'm not too concerned about that right now. I'm still working off the desire part. But notice how he's really intent here. He's really looking, you know, really looking at it. You know, he's really liking this because he gets to possess and trophy something a little bit, and he's getting reward for it too. So, get it. Good boy, good boy, good boy. Out, out, good boy. That was great. So, again, doing really, really well. I'm very happy with how he's coming here. Again, understand, he still wants to do that licking, so I'm tapping him out of that. So that licking it's his way, still doing it a little bit, because again, he's still kind of going from the past, still wanting a pathway, if it's offered to him, to connect that way through emotion. You need to cut that off. This is about, right relationship, me being in control, but again, this being a demand and him being consistent in that. So again, doing really, really well with training. This is great. About to go home for a week. Again, to continue the process there, and things are lining up really good. Thanks for watching.